So he should know everything that's
I
going
know,
on.
I know we should.
I'm
privy to everything
I know.
right now at the moment. Things are moving a little bit faster than you could even imagine, and I'm not really all that privy. I mean, I'm on top of as much as I can be, and I understand about, the fire account and how that, if that's money aside, that has to be accounted for. And I'm pretty sure that the insurance company or the owner of the property would want that money or not want that money.
He can't get that money until he fixes his property. That's why we sitting in it.
Okay.
You don't turn the money back over until the property is fixed.
Well, I'm pretty sure,
And inspected.
hopefully that's sitting in the account somewhere where it's supposed to be, and I'll check on that.
Okay, let's move on, guys.
Mr. Music, and I have one question for the.
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know how we can accept the finance minutes when we don't have a report. If you gave your report last week.
I did,
Yeah, last week they were, yeah.
Can we just
I know,
table
I just don't have it, I really.
We'll table that report till next month.
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
motion.
that's
no
my,
motion
that's
now.
my fault.
I agree with you.
We didn't have a quorum last week.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pat,
Yeah.
that's my fault. I
We'll
didn't come
table that till
prepared
next month.
tonight. It was like a, it was an
All
off
right.
night for me.
Come on, let's move on. All right, next will be Parks and Recreation. I think the report was given last week in her place, wasn't it?
Oh, they're putting the dumpster down at Darby Creek
Already
Valley
gave it, yeah.
Association, the 26th.
Workshop meeting?
Matt, I wanted to
No,
tell
they
Matt.
did it last
La-
week.
Last week.
Matt,
That wasn't a
Yeah,
workshop.
Gazelle was here.
That wasn't a
Yeah, I
workshop.
know.
Can I say something about the Parks and Rec?
Hold on, Mike.
I think, just to clarify,
Right.
when we didn't have a quorum last week, I
Yeah.
understand that there was discussion and a
Yeah,
lot of people
like
provided
an
information.
informal meeting.
Yeah, it was
Informational
informal. I
meeting,
did,
yeah.
I had a report last
Yeah, it
month
was
and
only three of
I
us
didn't
here.
bring it today.
But John, under the Sunshine Act, if it's advertised as a council meeting and if there is not a quorum, there should not have been anybody discussing anything
You
up
can have an
here.
informal
Well, we
workship.
just
You can
couldn't
have
vote
an
on
informal
that.
We
discussion.
had a
You can't vote.
workshop.
There wasn't a
meeting
quorum, so they
Yeah.
could sit here and talk all night
Yeah,
if
we
they like.
yeah, we couldn't vote on
Can't take
that.
any action.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that they swore in people.
No, we
The
didn't-
mayor can swear
They can't
people in,
take
doesn't
any
even have to be at a
action
meeting.
on
They didn't take
any
any
item. So
voting
what I
action.
would just
Sworn in anywhere, firehouse and
Yeah.
You know what?
All right, we'll table that till next month, right? We'll just
Yeah.
continue, right?
Well, so I'm just
Yeah, I
saying,
understand.
if the councilwoman has a report that was
Yeah.
presented last week, you may want to present it tonight
No,
because
she
now.
wasn't here.
No.
She wasn't
Fred-
here.
Freddie
No,
spoke
she
in
wasn't.
her
Yeah,
absence.
Freddie spoke.
I just want to say
There's no
about,
vote.
they're
There's no
having the
report.
Darby Creek Valley Association's having the cleanup. I was talking to Mass on the phone, they're putting the dumpster down Bizacco Park on April 26th.
There you go.
And I'll have my rib man there if anybody wants to come, okay? Same guy who was there last year. Gary and them guys
Yeah.
really helped out a lot. Cause that, the park down there needs a lot of stuff be thrown in that dumpster. I'm trying to actually get 2 dumpsters.
Maybe we could put that on the website for the
Yeah,
26th.
yeah,
I know
there's
several
people
people on
down
council
there.
have cleaned it quick
Are
up.
you paying for that or is the borough paying for those dumpsters? Or
No,
it
no,
comes
who's
out of
paying
Darby
for
Creek
it?
Valley,
The county's
Stone.
actually paying for the dumpsters.
Comes out of the Valley
Delaware County's
Association.
paying for them.
Yeah,
Only reason I asked was last year y'all
Yeah.
paying for donations.
Yeah, no, the Delaware County's paying for the dumpster. You know, through the Darby Creek Valley Association.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
And that's
Next,
part.
we got that one. All right, next will be Municipal Services Report. Anything on that?
Hey, made it through the last snowstorm, and with that equipment, those guys did a good job, especially since they had to piece things together.
Okay,
You know, so they did pretty good under all the extreme circumstances with the amount of equipment, the type of
Yes.
equipment that they have.
I have a question.
question under Municipal Services?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Pat had brought up the last time that we hired somebody at $12 an hour and we only paid our highway guy $10 an hour. But he was paid straight time for 26 hours over that he didn't get overtime for. He had worked 26 hours over the 40 hours and he never got his time and a half for it. Was that corrected? I'm talking to the finance
Who
chair.
are you talking about? Who are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about,
TJ or
I'm
the
talking
guy that we
about
brought in?
Tracy.
I talked to him a couple
Tracy
times, he
Bell.
never
Tracy
even
Bell
brought it up
got
to me.
paid 2 things, crossing guard and highway.
She's talking about the overtime.
No.
I'm
well,
talking
he's
about his
Tracy-
talking
overtime.
about
Tracy
overtime.
didn't get paid overtime. It was in the last report. Y'all paid him straight time. And y'all paid somebody else that y'all hired temporarily higher than you pay the guy you got paid working for 40 hours.
We paid him
You
4 hours.
You paid him 12,
40
you paid the guy
hours.
$12 an
Make that
hour.
note.
You paid him $10 an hour, and he had
Was that
26
emergency
hours
pay?
of overtime.
Was that emergency pay?
Yeah, it was,
No.
it had to do with the.
It doesn't matter whether it's emergency pay or not. If you work over 40 hours, labor tells you everything after
How come
40
the
hours
employee never
is a
mentioned it?
time and a half.
Time and a half.
How come the employee never mentioned it?
Make a note of that, we'll address
I
that issue.
actually been talking to Tracy a lot lately, you know what I mean? I really have, and he didn't say anything to me about it, because I asked him how things going.
We saw it in this report. It was a report that was
Yeah,
done.
I seen
And
that
she
one report with
reported
all the
because
hours.
the last time you saw, he didn't ever come to anybody. We saw
Did he
on the
ever address
report,
it
the
with you?
payroll report, the payroll report. Now, are you not the
Off the
finance
agenda.
chair?
Yes, I am.
Then the finance
But
chair is supposed to know about the finance.
She can only ask a
Okay,
question of
so
what's in
I'm
the
asking
report.
him about, and you
That
said,
wasn't in the report.
he said it was in this.
Make a note of
You
that.
understand what I'm
Jeanette, we'll
saying?
address
I'll
this
tell you
issue.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run Tracy Bell down tomorrow,
There you
okay? And I'm gonna talk to Tracy Bell about it personally and see where he stands about
Okay,
it.
yeah.
And I'll get back to you on that, Tony, because me and Tracy talk all the time.
Make a note of that, Fred, all right?
I'll see him tomorrow in the street.
Yeah.
We're working in
All
that.
right, very
Hopefully
good.
we're working
It was
down
brought up at
415
the, and
Conway
the only
Avenue.
reason I'm going back, because you told us last time you were gonna do that, when we actually had a
Okay.
legitimate workshop meeting, it was brought up then.
All right,
All
we'll
right.
address that, thank you. Next is code officer's report.
We don't have a codes. When did we get a codes? We didn't vote on nobody being
Mr.
codes.
In Mr. Rutland's job description, he
He's doing
is
some of the
code
co-work.
enforcement.
Can we get
It's in
this-
his job description,
Can
in
we
his
get this
contract.
rectified? Can we get
That was
codes
voted
in here?
on
It
in
was not
January.
voted on. It
Yes, it
not.
was,
No, it
Tonette,
was not.
please.
It was
But-
not. It was not.
I went over,
First of all, he's not UCC certified.
okay.
All right,
The
well,
only
You do.
Okay.
It's in our codes
Losing
book.
If
control
we
of your
have
meeting
somebody,
again.
what we'll do.
You know what? Every
we need-
time I come here and tell the truth, she wants him to control the meeting.
Call for order.
Paul,
Because there's
come on, Jeanette, we'll,
protocol.
Yeah.
I'm
deal with that.
asking him.
Okay.
we talked
Out of
about,
order.
No, I'm not out of order.
we talked
We
about
don't have a
bringing,
codes. On January
You
9th,
do.
we all fired the codes department.
Oh my God.
That has not come back before this.
No, it's gonna come under the borough manager.
No, wait.
Borough manager,
She
the
wants
borough
a
manager,
question.
do y'all realize y'all gave all the power to this
Yeah.
borough to her?
Yes, I do.
Do you realize
you
that?
don't have all the
Well,
power.
I like to put a motion on the table.
You know? Yes,
I'd
I
like
do
to put a
realize
motion
that.
on the table. I'd like to put a motion on the table to end Paula's contract as the borough manager, as the borough secretary, as the treasurer. Right now. We got so many lawsuits that's coming across, especially this girl. You don't take nobody's house from her. That means your house, she can come and take your house, her house, her house.
I think anything with Paul Brown's
Hold on, guys.
contract needs to be discussed with the
Solicitor
lawyer
wants to
and
speak.
executive.
I'm putting, no, now we call an executive session?
I think we need.
We call an
right?
executive session
I think we need
now?
to talk to the
You're
solicitor
calling an
before we
executive
make a
session
move.
now, Freddie.
You can't.
I put a
You-
motion
only
on
you
the
call
table. I
executive
can.
session.
I
You
can.
call for an
Yes,
executive
I
session.
can.
Oh, my
I am a council
Let-
person.
let the
I would like to call a
Jeanette.
executive
Go back to
session
school,
at the
Jeanette.
end of this meeting, or I'd like to have
At the-
executive
I
session
think-
right now.
Nah, at the end of
I
the
would
meeting,
like to
let's
have
get
an
everything
executive
done.
session right now.
Nah,
Let's have executive session
Now,
right now.
let's
This is a personnel issue. I am a senior council person, and I can call for an executive session right now.
Let's do it
Can you call
afterwards.
for
You
an
wanna do it
executive
now, or do you wanna do it at the end of the meeting?
I'd rather do it at the end of the
We
meeting.
wanna do it now.
Let's do it at the end of the
We
meeting.
want to do it now.
Here it is, here.
We want to do it now. Do you want an executive session, Pat?
Now, let's,
I would like to have executive session.
All
That's
right,
one third.
you're at the point in the agenda where you're at the code enforcement report. I would
Right.
suggest that in order to, because I know you're going to address code enforcement under new business,
yeah,
all right? Under your borough code, under the Colwyn Code, the code enforcement officer is an appointed position.
yes,
The code enforcement officer answers to the borough manager.
okay.
All right, so if you want to, perhaps, any code issues can be included in the borough manager's report.
Okay.
You know, for the time being.
I just asked for executive session.
No.
We have
Well,
three
let's do it at the end of the
2/3.
night.
We're not addressing the
Let's get the
codes
meeting
because the
out of the way.
bottom
So then
line.
let's get the meeting done,
We
then
do
we'll
have
have an
2/3.
executive, then we'll have an executive session.
Anybody else wants to, y'all need to
Let's-
think about this
No, let's
because
get it
it's
at the end
council
of the
that's gonna
meeting.
be sued.
All right,
It's
All right.
council, I would like to have it.
I really think we should all sit
All
in the
right,
back
we'll do-
room after this with the
Yeah, after
solicitor
the meeting.
and
Not
talk about
afterwards,
everything.
I'm not sitting
So,
afterwards, we can
because
have
whatever-
one now.
No.
Whatever.
Nah,
We
nah.
can
Stay in
have, we
control
can
of
have
the
one
meeting.
now.
Tonight-
I got you a problem. I have a problem here because she has all of these resolutions.
All
The
right.
solicitor wrote up the resolution, but we never talked about this resolution, and that is not how government is done. Y'all just keep bringing things and throwing them at the table. Dan is not qualified. He is not a building inspector. We had to adopt the UCC code. He can
Right.
do nothing but write a ticket for grass or trash. He cannot close nobody's home down. He can't do any of that because he's not qualified.
You're
All
up to
right,
the borough
we're up to-
manager.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Okay.
we should really
Judge,
talk
we'll
about
have to
this
first
lady
one.
house,
Hold on.
that we gotta
Yeah, we
address.
gotta
Mike's
talk
coming
about
up
it.
next.
Yes,
gotta
we
talk about it.
we do
All
have
right,
to
let's-
talk about it,
let's
but you
continue.
can't take nobody's house.
All right, let's
Frank,
continue.
You didn't even, even when
Tanat.
they posted your house, they didn't.
Come on,
block it.
Tanat.
Recess the meeting.
Come on.
No, don't.
No, no, all right. Borough manager's report.
Okay.
I understand.
On-
I don't have to be quiet. I can kind of know I don't.
On March
No, I don't.
11th, on March 11th, we received numerous complaints for the smell of sewage coming from, I'm not going to disclose the address, not going to disclose the name, but from the young woman who was up here from her home. Dan Rutland and myself and the borough engineer and Jesse Brundage were out in the street observing a large pothole in the area with the engineer. And Dan went over to the home and spoke with the homeowner and smelled the sewage and visibly saw the sewage on the side of the house and in the rear of the home, coming out from the basement. At that point, he addressed her and she told him that a plumber was coming. So the next day, we received the complaints again that the smell was still there. And when we knocked on the door, she again said the excuse was the plumber was coming. We did check with the former code enforcement company that handled this borough to see if there were prior complaints, and he agreed that there were, and it was always the plumber's coming, the plumber's coming.
And from what?
So therefore, please don't interrupt me,
Who did we
please.
contact?
So therefore, at that point, we went to the house and we asked her if we could come in to the basement to see where the sewage was coming from. Upon our entry into the home, the smell was very, very extreme, to the point where it was very hard to breathe. Not only did myself and Mr. Rutland go in, we also had a police officer go in with us. And at that point, I had asked them, why, did you smell this? How long has this been going on? And they said, since the first snowstorm in December. Upon our entry into the kitchen, the stove was on high and the door was open. There were 8 small children in the home, and they were heating the house with the stove because there was no heating equipment. When they purchased the home 2 years ago, the heater never worked and they never had it on, and that was told to us by the homeowners and the occupants and one of their friends, that they've never used that heater. At that point, we went to go downstairs to the basement, and as soon as we went into the open cellarway where the door was open, the steps were pulled away from the wall, and the sewage and water was up 3 to 4 feet into the basement, mixed in with garbage and trash. And I have pictures right here.
And we have the bill.
And at that point, we could not go down to the basement because it was up 3 to 4 feet. This water was this high since December. January, February, we're now into March, that this house was in this condition. The water was seeping next door into the property next door, as well as the smell was in the house next door. So at that point, I was gravely concerned with sewer gases, because sewer gases can be deadly. And there were 8 small children in this home, from little 2-year-old all the way up. These children could have fell down these steps into this sewage water
Did they
that
have
was
a
4
door?
feet deep.
Did they have
And
a
they
door?
could, please,
Did they
and they
have a
could have
door?
drowned.
Did they have-
My main concern was for the family and the health and the welfare of this family. There is absolutely no way that anyone should be living in this home at this time with these problems. This is a major, major health hazard.
Bottom line.
So, at first we
Wait a minute,
said
let
to
it
her,
finish, Danette.
we're gonna give you 48 hours to get out of the house. But once we entered the home and we saw that it was 4 feet deep,
Even the 4 hours.
please, you weren't there. We saw that it was 4 feet deep with water and sewage. We knew they had to get out immediately. The occupants also complained of major, massive headaches all the time. And I advised them to go to their physicians and to get those babies to the doctor immediately, because they can't be breathing sewage gas.
She is so lying.
At that point, we went out on the porch with them, and I told them, gather your things, gather whatever you can, get the kids out of this house immediately. And I sat on the porch with them while they called their caseworker with CYS. They had already had an active caseworker.
It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
they did. Yes, they
Doesn't
did.
matter.
And they got on the phone with the caseworker, who did not want to place them, had nowhere to put them. So they asked me if I would speak to him. So I spoke to their caseworker, and I begged him, please find a place where all the family can be together. So I got a confirmed commitment from their caseworker that they would stay together, but he could not place them until 2 o'clock the next afternoon. So therefore, he said he was on his way out here. He came out here, I spoke with him, I met with him, I brought him in the house, I showed him what we were dealing with. And at that point, he said he could get them into the shelter in Chester at 2 o'clock the next day. So I asked them, I made sure they had somewhere to go that day. And they had 2 addresses to go to, and there's a full police report on it.
It don't work.
And there are
It's your
2
word.
addresses, one was in Yaden and one was in Southwest Philly, and they knew they were going to stay there temporarily until 2 o'clock. They thanked me. They thanked me. The family thanked me because they were all supposed to be together. And the shelter in Chester was a new place with an apartment with several bedrooms, private bathrooms, a kitchen, and a living
Ladies,
room.
let her speak.
And at that point, the CYS caseworker was going to pick them